Returning now to one of our top stories, Australia's Privacy Commissioner has launched an inquiry into TikTok's handling of personal information to determine whether the social media giant is harvesting data without consent. Joining me now live is Shadow Home Affairs and Cybersecurity Minister James Paterson. Thanks for joining us this afternoon. Are you pleased that an inquiry has been launched?
Good afternoon, Danica. Yes, certainly we are very pleased. It is about time that the Information Commissioner used the powers available to them to investigate TikTok for what appears to be a very serious mass breach of the privacy of Australians, which doesn't just affect TikTok users or former TikTok users, but actually all Australians who visit any website that has this particular marketing tool called a pixel installed on it, which is not visible to you or I when we visit a website. So until this week, if you went to the Beyond Blue website, or until today, if you visit the Sportsbet website, your email address, your phone number, your browsing habits and your shopping habits could be being collected by TikTok and going who knows where, given the obligations we know TikTok has to the Chinese government.
Have you received any advice yourself that TikTok is indeed harvesting data without consent?
It appears very clear from the work done by Civic Data that that is the case, and The Age and the Sydney Morning Herald replicated their work and independently confirmed it, that unlike most other social media companies operating in this space, who only collect your data after you give your consent, it appears that the TikTok pixel is collecting that data even before you give your consent when you visit a website like that. And on the face of it, that appears to be a very clear breach of Australian privacy law, an unlawful mass harvesting of Australia's private information, which falls afoul of the law and should be investigated and prosecuted to the fullest extent possible.
You mentioned some of the websites, for example, Sportsbet, Beyond Blue. How many more Australian websites could be possibly using this pixel?
Well, I don't know exactly how many, Danica, but it would be thousands. It would be many, many, many websites that are using this service. TikTok is a very big player in this market. They have a very extensive offering, and a lot of companies would have taken them up on this and installed this on their websites. And all of them should be very carefully reviewing their arrangements with TikTok, and in my view, should be ceasing their arrangements at least until the Privacy Commissioner has completed their investigation. I give great credit to Beyond Blue, who, when they were alerted to this by the media, immediately stopped using this pixel on their website. Unfortunately, Sportsbet declined to do so when they were approached by the media. I hope they're now reconsidering now that the Privacy Commissioner has launched this investigation, and I hope every other company that has a relationship with TikTok is re-evaluating it today.
All right, let's talk about the Australians killed in Lebanon. Hezbollah claims one of them was a fighter. Could the government have done anything to stop this situation if it had known that one of the Australians was a Hezbollah fighter?
It's not yet clear on the facts that we have available, but I am concerned to learn that at least one Australian appears to have been a fighter for Hezbollah, a listed terrorist organisation, and was living and operating as a Hezbollah fighter, as claimed by Hezbollah in southern Lebanon. The Australian government travel advice has been very clear. It's do not travel to Lebanon and leave if you are there. And it has been a criminal offence for some time in this country to associate in any way with Hezbollah, let alone fight for them. So that person, if that is true and if that is confirmed, is almost certainly have been breaking the law in doing so. And it is unwise for any other Australian person to try and visit them or spend time with them in a danger zone like that against the travel advice. It is normal practice for the Australian government to seek to prevent people from departing the country if they know that they are going to fight with the terrorist organisation. We don't know what our intelligence and security agencies knew and when they knew it, but I think it is important, once the government has established the facts here, that they are upfront and honest about this and they disclose that to the public in an appropriate way.
As you mentioned, Australians in southern Lebanon are being told to leave. Should the government be doing more to assist Australians who do want to leave the area?
My understanding is the Australian government has been providing the normal assistance that they do to encourage people to leave, and I understand that commercial options to leave Lebanon are still available and have been available for some time, and the Australian government has been saying for more than 2 months now, you should leave, it is not safe to be there. It is possible at any point that a much wider exchange of conflict between Hezbollah and Israel could ignite, and that would put all the people living in those areas, including any Australians, at grave risk. So if there's anyone who is remaining there against the travel advice, against the clear advice, they should leave now. They should not further delay. They should get out of there because it could be a very dangerous situation very soon.
James Paterson, we'll leave it there. Appreciate you joining us. Thank you.
Thank you.